Okay, as you can see, I went ahead and outlined the whole belt all the way around, and I also dished out the bottom here with just a small gouge. I went ahead and carved one foot. I still have one more foot to go. On the drawing here I show a little different graduation up here on the leg over where the fur is. But on this one, you'll notice that the fur goes all the way up. That's okay. I'm going to just leave it like that. And I'm going to do something special in here later on when we get ready, right before we get ready to paint it, that I think you'll find very interesting and neat. Okay? So what we're going to do today is we're going to attach, well, not attach, we're going to make this arm for this side of the body. Now, I went ahead and cut me a shield blank out of, well, let me measure it just so I make sure to give you the right information. Out of, looks like just shy of half-inch basswood. And this is 3 1/4 inches diameter, okay? You got that? 3 1/4 inch diameter out of just about half-inch basswood. And this will go right here. See, you can see already how much that's going to change his looks when we get it on there. And I went ahead with my fishtail palm gouge and I dished out the center of this thing, which is really easy to do. You can work across the grain. Just takes a second to do that. Okay. And I went ahead and drew me a little arm blank or arm pattern here for this arm here. And here's the, I cut it out of a 2-inch scrap piece of basswood that I had, and then I just split it in two, which gave me two arms. Okay, I'll go ahead and carve this one just a little. So what we want to do now is we want to get this on here to where this hand is just about right up against that belt. Okay. So I'm going to go over to the disc sander and sand this down and see if we can't match up these two areas. Alright, but before I do that, what I want to do is just make a sample, take off a sample corner here. Just sort of give me my angle. There, see, I got my angle now. So now what I want to do is go over there and sand these two areas smooth and see how they made up. Okay, here I am. Here you can see my guide here, the little chip that I took off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that in there and sand that down even more to give me a good platform for this hand. Okay? So here we go. Test fit. Looks like we're going in the right direction. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Test there. So we've got a real large platform here now. go with that. Oh, I wanted to show you a little trick here. This is a piece of crepe rubber. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these things, but what this does is this cleans your sanding wheel. See how charged up that wheel is there? It's all full of grit and stuff. You can usually get these out of a wood supply or a woodcrafter's catalog, but boy, it really makes a difference. Now I'm right back to almost my original surface. It really saves you some sanding discs over time. Okay, so back over to the car. There you go. You can see how well it fits. See, both pieces are perfectly flat. Judy's giving me hand signals. And the area is large enough to where, we've got a lot of material here we still got yet to cut off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and carve my arm, and then we'll try to match it up to our shield, okay? Okay, I've kind of whittled his hand down a little here. See how I've taken that off there? What that's going to do is give me the plane here where his shield will sit, okay? Remember that all this is going to be hidden basically back in here. We're going to detail this a little bit, but still yet it's going to be hidden back in here. So it's not going to be out there in the open where everybody's going to see it, but it's still going to look real good by the time we're finished. So what I want to do now is I want to position this arm where I want it, right in this general area. And you can see I made it go up above the body. It lets me cut that top off to where it's going to be perfectly flat and even with this part of the main block, okay? So I think if I drill me a hole, 1/8 inch hole about right here, not very deep, take my graphite pencil, using my patented out west method of centering arms. And we put that back on there about right there, about right there. Just twist it a little, look at that. And then we'll just drill that hole right there. Got me just a little bitty short piece of 1/8 inch dowel here. Put that in there. Enter that arm in there, like that. Let's take our shield. Now remember, we got it dished out. I'm running the grain up and down. Let's put it on our platform and see how we're doing. Pretty good. I'm actually going to cut this platform down just a little bit more to bring the shield in a more straight up and down position. And we still have, we're still able to move this arm back and, position it into a better position. We still have lots of material up here we can play with, and if we have to, we can always pull this out and drill a new hole in here and move it farther back. I don't think we're going to have to. Well, that looks pretty good, just like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and finish carving this arm, because that's going to be the determining factor of how it mates up with the body. I don't really want to carve anything above that point right there, because that's where the notch of the arm hits the body right there. So let's just make a mark right there. They'll show us that, okay? And we can take off You know, a lot of material back here. Right now, I just want to go ahead and carve this hand just a bit more to indicate that it's a hand. Alright, so we want to come in there. There's our notch. So I'll just come up to that point, like that. No more than that. See there? That's plenty. So now I'll just dress it up a bit. Let it don't fly around here. Take a break here and go get a fly swatter. It's in my system after a fly swatter. It is hot in here today. Summer's here. A friend of mine said his wife thinks my carving here looks like a, what is it, that gnome that's on the TV commercials. Well, it's not going to look like a gnome much longer. Once we get those horns on his hat, he ain't going to look like no gnome. Okay, for his hand holding the shield. Okay, now here's the hand. I'll take my thumb guard off here. Here's the hand. This is how it will hold the shield. Okay? The strap for the shield will be right here. It goes through his hand like that. He's holding on to it. Alright? So we need a thumb. Thumb's on this side. So we're going to just take a notch out right there. And that will give us the thumb. I think that flower must have learned how to carve wood. Something tells me he's not going to live long enough to do it though. Okay, so there we've got our thumb. Now we'll dress it up just a little bit. Put a couple of joints on it. Okay, break time. Got to kill a fly. Meant his demise. Sorry, buddy. Alright, where were we? Okay, here we go. Okay, we got that thumb. I remember now, we're holding the thing, so we need, let's just line it up here. Not like that, but like that. See there how it fits in there? So what we need to do now is we need to carve his knuckle, first line of knuckles, so let's just look at your hand. Like I say, a lot of this isn't going to show. Then we'll carve our second line of knuckles right there. third line. Actually, I should get closer. No, not like that. So now the first line of knuckles is here. Second line is here. And then we come in. Here's the thumb. This is how I always draw the thumbs. Here's your first joint, so I make a line in like that. Here's your second joint, so I make a line in like that. And then it's just a matter of connecting those lines. And then you got your big thumb muscle right there, right here. And you've got your fingers coming down like that. So like I say, this is not going to show, so we're not really all that concerned about super detail. But still, we want to indicate it. There, see how the thumb shows up now? Go ahead and put our joints in there. Round that off. Let's go jump in the lake here after I get finished. It is hot in here. Almost forgot a finger. Make sure we got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'll just take out some little notches here to indicate the ends of the fingers. Now, let's give him a wristband. This will just help our hand look that much better. Doesn't have to be a big one. It's just a flat part that's going to go against the shield. So I'm going to just make a slight cut there, and a slight cut there. And this will be the piece of leather that he's holding on to, like that. And we can make a little cut here, create a wrinkle, like that. So now, when we put that together, see there, hopefully you can see that, look like that, all right? So let's just put that back on there. Action, she says. Okay, I've gone and drilled me a 1/8 inch hole in my, right in the center of my shield. I've drilled me a 1/8 inch hole in my hand. So I'm going to put this back together again. Like that. I'm going to find the position to where I think it looks best. And I think that's about it right there. And I'm going to make me a mark. I'm going to just use this corner. That's going to show me where to line it up when I glue it. Then I'm going to take that off. I'm going to make me a mark here. And when I take it off, that'll show me the areas that I need to carve on. Now, as you can see right here, I moved that post back just a little bit. So I'll fill this up with wood filler before I glue it back, before we glue the arm on. But right now what I can do is I can go ahead and carve my arm and carve the body to have these two made up the way they're supposed to go. Okay? So let's just put it all together here. I'm going to have to stop because it is just too hot down here to continue. There. Line it all up. So as you can see, you know, putting that shield on there, now we're really getting the feeling of what our little figure is looking like. And then the next time, when we come back the next time, I'll have this all carved in here to where it matches. All right? And I think what we're going to do, you can see there's just a little bit of detail you can see way down inside there. That's all we need to show. And I think what we're going to do for his epaulets, I guess that's how you pronounce it, these little things right here, we're going to probably end up having to carve those out of a separate piece of wood. We'll just have to see how it comes because we're getting pretty narrow on this area up here. We'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, that'll be it for today, and I think we're on our way to a good looking little figure, and I'll talk to you later.